All right. All right. All right. Looks like we are almost live, or we're pretty much live. Yeah, we're pretty much live at this point. It's always weird starting up. So, guys, we have limited run games that's going to be starting up pretty soon here. The layout, which I didn't really change the layout. It doesn't matter at this point anymore. I'll change it for Sony's tonight, but I'm just not going to change it for right now. But basically, why'd I press down on this? Okay. So the layout is going to be like this. They're starting up in about 8 minutes, guys. I don't really have much to talk about when it comes to limited run, so I didn't know what to say. All I did was really just turn on the air, on my alarm, pick up a couple things in the house, and that was it. So I didn't do much in between the little break here. I think I got a drink of water. So yeah.
Zeo Drifter looks and feels a lot like another Renegade Kid release,
So-
Mutant Mudds, which is one of the most popular
sound,
games
guys?
on the Nintendo
Everything
eShop.
sounding good?
So why not release it on that platform when a large chunk of the developer's fan base is there? And for that matter, why are all of the releases thus far only for Sony platforms?
So the big thing that Sony's allowing us to do that's kind of keeping us on Sony platforms right now is really low minimum
Way too
order
loud.
quantities. Sometimes they're letting us pay a very small fee to break their minimum order quantities and go below the minimum order quantities.
Microsoft, I feel like we could work with more so than Nintendo right now.
Microsoft is mired in paperwork and bureaucracy and
you
money,
go.
money, money.
Nintendo is just kind of hard to work with at the moment when you're an indie company.
We're going to try to break onto those platforms. We're going to do what we can, but there's only so much we can do if they don't want to go below those minimum order quantities.
The second release of the day was Lost Sea, an overhead hack and slash with procedurally
So there you go. That everything's working good. Somebody said it was too loud. If it's too loud, then you can turn it down a little bit. I turned it down a little bit from my end, but if it's too loud for you, then just turn it down. Just turn down the volume once we start up. So yeah, there we go. You said you know that guy. That guy, he's on Twitter. That other guy, I see him on Twitter a lot. So I think that's probably where you know him from, right? Or do you actually know him in like real life or something like that? So anyway, guys, before we start up here, I don't know much about limited run games, so if you guys have anything that you guys want to say about limited run, let me know, and we'll talk about limited run games. But I don't really have much to say about them, to be honest. So you guys can go first. You guys can go first, man. It's about the amount of copies that you have to buy when it comes to working with the company, with doing physical games, not necessarily like doing like an indie. Because remember, limited run games, they don't make games, they publish games. So they're really talking about what the companies do between actually making games. Like you have to have a certain amount that like Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft will allow you to do. Sony allows you to buy a very small amount that you have to buy in order to secure, your game, whereas Nintendo requires you to buy more, so they're harder to work with. So that's essentially what's going on here. Yeah, they're more limited to independent developers because most big developers, they can pay for their own physical games, but really limited run games really goes after the indie developers who can't publish normally on a system. So yeah. Ubisoft is 1 p.m. PDT. So if you're on the East Coast, that would be 4 p.m. for you. Okay, that clip was from 2016. Okay, but I don't think that anything has changed when it comes to the amount of copies you still have to buy, though. So you might be right about the clip, which is true, but I do still think that Sony might allow you to buy less in terms of the amount that you need to buy. But if that clip's from 2016, then it's all good. More like band essence, my guy. Not paying attention to you anymore. I don't know how many stock accounts you're gonna make, but it's all good, homie. It's all good. You're not hurting my feelings or anything, so it's all good. So we'll just go ahead and get that burner account taken care of too. I'm not really worried about it. This guy's trying so hard to be relevant, dude. He's like trying so hard to be relevant. It's all good. Just keep making them. We'll keep banning them. Anyway, moving on. So what do you guys think about limited run games, man? What are you guys thinking about them? Like, what do you think they're going to bring to the table? Like, in terms of, they said Nintendo Switch stuff is going to be there, so we're going to see some Nintendo Switch stuff. So there should be some good stuff coming up, guys. So there should be. So we'll have to wait and see. It's just the same guy who's been making just a bunch of burner fraud accounts. It's Colin Ford. There's a guy named Colin Ford that earlier in the last stream, he said I was a joke. Go watch Spawn Wave, guys. And then I was like, well, you're a joke. You only have 3 subscribers. And then he got mad. And then he got mad and called me fat. And then I said, I'm not fat. I'm actually pretty muscly. And then after that, after he got banned again, then he started just making a bunch of burner accounts. So that's essentially what he's doing. He's just trying to troll. He's trying to get under my skin, but he's not doing a very good job of it. He's not doing a very good job, and all those accounts are just going to be permanently banned anyway. So the conference starts in about 3 minutes. Yeah, they do switch physical games of like independent games that have already been released. Troll's job is to troll. Hey. Spawn Wave is definitely not ugly. Hey, don't talk like that, man. Hey, don't talk like that. That's bullying. There's no need for you to say that. And he's definitely not ugly, so. T-Dude says, my only prediction is for limited run games showcase is Night Trap for the Switch. Wasn't Night Trap already confirmed? Players is hoping for Golf Story physical copy. Yeah, Golf Story. I think that could be one. What's up, Turbo Jesse? How's it going, man? This is Parsons. What's up, OJ? Pretty good E3 so far. Excited to see Sony and Nintendo step up. Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be good to see them. So. Bobby says, Player says, when do you think Square Enix will release more info about Avengers Project? It could come at the Sony conference. Simply Chris. Yeah, I will definitely add you for your friend code on Patreon. We'll definitely add you. We'll get you going, dude. Yeah, back with another conference. We have this one, then we have Ubisoft. So we still have this one, Ubisoft, and then Sony. So we still got 3 more. That was the Square Enix, and that was just the first. That was just the first one of the day. That was just the first one of the day. Show me them muscles. Muscles shown. Yo, shout outs to Hayden for being the hype man. Yo, shout outs. Yeah, subscribe, man. If you're someone new, subscribe. At this point, I'm almost stopped caring about my subscriber count. I'm just trying to bring you guys the best content, and whatever comes with that, you know? What's up, Ghost Hokage? What's up, man? Thanks for coming out to the stream, homie. What about the Treehouse during E3? What about the Treehouse during E3? When is Ubisoft's conference in the UK? Just go on Google, man. No need to be lazy. Just go on Google, type in 1 p.m. PDT in UK time, and that will tell you. That's all you got to do, guys. We have modern technology. We have everything that you can use, you know what I'm saying, to really find out information. All you got to do is open up a separate tab, type in 1 p.m. PDT UK time, and you'll get what you need. It will take you the same amount of time that you would take to just type in that comment and wait for somebody to respond to you. You can just easily Google it yourself. Just use technology, man. That's all good, Spider Monkey. Just some dude gaming. Places, when's the next conference? The next conference is starting actually right now. And I don't know what the hell am I doing.
Limited Run Games press conference for E3 2018. Broadcasting live from the Limited Run Auditorium in Apex, North Carolina.
It started, guys.
Josh Fairhurst and Douglas Bogart.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Josh Fairhurst, the co-founder and CEO of Limited Run Game.
And I'm Douglas Bogart, co-founder and COO. Get hyped, everybody!
Get hyped, everybody. First off, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who came out to attend today. When we started out, we never thought we'd be filling up auditoriums with people excited for our releases. And of course, thank you to everyone online who's watching. Before we get to the section of the show where we announce upcoming releases and other shocking reveals, I'd like to talk a little bit about what we do for those in the audience that don't already know what we do. After that, I want to take a look to the past at what's been accomplished since we got started back in the fall of 2015. Limited Run Games is a publisher that releases small single-issue print runs, typically in the 2,000 to 10,000 copy range, of previously released digital-only titles, but we make those physical. We do this because one day, all of these digital games will be removed from the servers they currently reside on. These games deserve physical preservation, and you, the players, deserve permanent ownership. To date, we've produced over 160 physical game releases. We started out with standard edition Vita and PlayStation 4 packages, but we gradually added collector's editions, vinyl soundtracks, PC games, and other types of goodies to our lineup. This year, we've added another new platform to our regular schedule, the Nintendo Switch. Starting out with Terrible Toy Box's fantastic adventure game, Thimbleweed Park.
Now that the company-related backstory is done, let's get the show started with our first of many highly requested games. You may have noticed our drive to the stage at the start of the show, but in this Nintendo Switch exclusive, you'll be doing an entirely different kind of drive.
Oh, Golf Story. Golf Story, let's go! September, let's go! Golf Story! Nice.
Welcome to the stage, Limited Run's Shadi El Haddad.
Big Pimpin'?
Hope you're all looking forward to Golf Story. This next game was in the works for years and years before it finally graced the digital storefronts earlier this year. Luckily, you won't have to wait that long to get a copy of it in your hands. Let's take a look at developer Joachim Sandberg's debut release on PS4 and Vita.
stage, Emily Zalewski.
Next up, we have our two spine-tingly-dingly horror games from Polish developer Bloober Team. The first one will be launching on PS4, the second on Switch, both releasing during our Spooky Games month in October.
Lazarski, you there?
Dispatch, I got an emergency here. Can anyone hear me? The year is 2084. If they told me what the world would become, I would not have believed them. KPD? Anyone in there? I am what they fear. A corporate tool of oppression. If you don't remember, if you won't remember, that's when they call me. To access you. To gather evidence. To dredge up whatever's hiding in the darkest corners of your mind. My name is Daniel Lazarski. I'm an observer.
This house is absolutely amazing. How about that smile? All right. The undercoat should be dry by now. It's time to get to work. Hello? Yes, speaking. Ugly. Ugly? You ordered a true portrait, so that's what I painted. The clock struck 1. Horror ran down.
Introducing to the stage, Brian Gay.
Really gives you the heebie-jeebies, doesn't it? We've got even more Switch games from different genres coming down the pipe. This ultraviolet rhythm game just takes coming down the pipe a bit more literally.
That's Thumper. Oh, physical release for Thumper. Okay. I actually played this one. This one's pretty good.
This one for a very long time, and I'm sure many of you out there have as well. This will be our first localization project, and we'll be bringing it to PS4 and Vita. It brings me great joy to finally announce this, and I hope you're just as excited as me.
Reintroducing to the stage, Douglas Bowman.
This next set of games is for a group of fans who made us into what we are today. We chose Breach and Clear, our only Vita console exclusive, as our pilot release, partially because of the nature of the Vita fan base. Vita fans are true diehards and the most loyal bunch out there. To help me announce this batch of games we're putting out only on the Vita, I'd like to summon to the stage the device that made this possible.
Dragon Ball Z?
First up, this pair of Cyberpunk games is from the same universe. Let's check it out.
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world is on the cusp of a new form of intelligence, and only you are capable of uncovering the truth behind it all. Turing, the world's first sapient machine. Jess Mees, a hybrid's rights lawyer with a chip on her shoulder. Lexi Rivers, longtime friend and disenfranchised NSFPD detective. Tomcat, an ace hacker with a mysterious past. Your investigation takes you down the mean streets of Neo San Francisco. Who do you believe? Who can you trust? Crisscrossing this cyberpunk underworld leads you to the biggest secret of them all. Read Only Memories, a new cyberpunk adventure.
to show off one last Vita exclusive bouncing its way into our lineup this year. If there are any children in the audience, time to cover your face, but peek through your fingers. Let's see what's on the menu.
Reintroducing to the stage, Josh Fairfax.
That's enough for the Vita right now. Let's look at what else is coming up on the Switch. And now, to begin the Switchual.
What is going on?
Using the power of the Nintendo Switch, I'm about to make a very special announcement. This next game we're about to show you is available right now for pre-order on our website, www.limitedrungames.com. Don't stop watching. We've got plenty more to show. Just go ahead and open up the second tab on your monitor that you currently have dedicated to live E3 hot takes from your favorite influencers and content mavens, and go check it out. Now, without further ado, Oceanhorn, ladies and gentlemen, available right now on our e-commerce website, limitedrungames.com. Now, it's important to note that this release was published by our friends at FDG Games. It is not part of the Limited Run Games collection, but we've assisted in releasing this game as a distributor. So this game will be available as an open pre-order for the next month. The first 5,000 copies that sell will be ready to ship in the next 2 weeks. And any copies sold beyond that will be manufactured to demand, and that will be the entire run. So if you want a copy of Oceanhorn for the Nintendo Switch to add to your physical collection, go ahead and get one now.
Welcome to the stage, Justin Okeke.
The next two Switch announcements we have to make are ones that have, in part, been cooked up in our own in-house development studio. Occasionally, we'll get our hands dirty and port other developers' games to platforms where they don't have the resources to do so themselves. Here's one many of you may be familiar with, now revealed on Switch for the first time.
This game's gonna come. This is looking pretty cool, actually.
onto the stage, Kurt Hussein.
This next one has already been announced, but today we are going to be revealing its release date. Let me welcome to the stage Limited Run CFO, Ben Moore. Ben has been a great help in keeping our finances in order and looking for investment opportunities. Today, he'll be helping us announce the release date.
Hey man, anything I can do to help.
Awesome. Now stand right there, and let's get this started.
Right here?
Perfect. Now stand still. Oldest trick in the book. If you haven't already guessed it, it's time to announce the digital and physical release dates for Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition on Switch. From Screaming Villains, the digital release will be live on the eShop soon, and our physical release will be up for sale in July. Moving on from our internal porting efforts, let's look at another Switch game from our partners at Playtonic.
Rated E10 for ages 10 and up.
Ukulele? That's Yuka? Yeah, ukulele. Nice.
Striding onto the stage, it's Pete Biles.
This next release is one we want to do since day one of Limited Run Games. This modern classic is a masterpiece in its own right, and since its initial incarnation released in 2008, has inspired countless other games due to its challenge and timeless mechanics. Chances are, this game will only ever be topped by its upcoming sequel. You're going to want to hold on to your seats and make sure you don't get lost now because the walls are shifting.
Impossible, I thought, as I peered through the brush. Buried under the earth was a forest so lush, filled with flora and fauna and pits large and small. If not for my chute, I'd have died from a fall. Dodging frogs, I descended, the jungle grew dark. I found a lit torch, but it soon lost its spark. Surrounded by darkness, resigned to my fate, my very last bomb revealed an escape. I emerged in a market filled with grumpy old men, hawking wares of all kinds in their clandestine den. One had a wrapped box and I couldn't resist. In my hurried excitement, I opened the gift. Next thing I knew, they were shooting at me. Make sure to pay first when you play Spelunky.
Welcome onto the stage, Sarah Elliott.
few more games to show you today. Created by developers Magnetic Realms and Xseed, we have an old-school action-adventure game inspired by Commodore 64 and Amiga platformers from the early 90s.
Japanese title for PlayStation 4 and Vita. This game was heavily inspired by Tribute Games' Scott Pilgrim game. Hope you enjoy it. Got announced at E3 last year, and it's my pleasure to finally give it a release date. I hope everyone stops being salty on my Twitter mentions after this, so I can have my social media sanctuary back.
me and you remember the glory days of the Xbox Live Arcade on Xbox 360, it felt like there was a fresh new indie game being released on the platform every other week. This game was one of my personal favorites from the era, and it brings me a lot of satisfaction to announce that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it will get a physical release from none other than Limited Run Games. Like Iconoclast, which was announced earlier, this game is also largely the product of a single developer's labor of love. Please take a look.
This realm has fallen to fade. We dare not even ask for a hero, for no creature should suffer so to mend this broken land. He leads the greatest army our world has ever known, spilling innocent blood. Even now, I sense their footsteps as they march ever closer.
There is a legend, the oldest of Elysian tales. It speaks of a warrior who wields that very blade. You, Dust, will turn the tide.
Well, no pressure or anything.
Be tested, Dust. An army of thousands stands before us.
What's this game?
Never been defeated. Well, let's not keep them waiting.
Reminds me of Miramasa the Demon Blade.
Don't you remember your duty? Don't you remember your friends? I remember everything. And it changes nothing! You did not know? You possess a rare gift.
Never heard of it.
Never have I seen it before.
Huh. I'm gonna pick this one up. No release date. Looks cool. I've never played it before.
And now, to close out our ceremonies, let's welcome back one more time, Josh and Douglas.
Thank you to everyone for coming out. And don't forget, we'll be doing a live Q&A session on this stream in just a few minutes. Please enjoy the rest of your E3. And don't forget that Ubisoft's press conference begins at the top of the hour if you'd like to catch up with our boy Yves Guillemot and his gang to see what they've been up to. You may even catch a look at Ubisoft Dreamboat Patrice Desolé. But before we leave, we're going to show you just one more thing.
Hey. Hi. My name is Eddie. I need your help.
It's us.
Someone's
Limited Run right here. We're watching the press conference over here. Thanks for coming out and watching it on twitch.tv/limitedrungames.com. We're excited that you guys didn't all leave after the first minute. So we're here to answer questions. We'll try to catch them when they pop up in the stream. I think one of the things we can do in the meantime is kind of like, what's everybody excited for in the room? Like,
Okay, guys. We're gonna go ahead and that's pretty much done, guys. They're just gonna answer questions from the crazy Twitch chat because this is only on Twitch. It's not on YouTube, guys. We've got Ubisoft coming up in just a bit. Okay, I don't know if I'm even gonna. I mean, Limited Run had a bunch of cool stuff for Switch. Cosmic Star Heroine. They had Golf Story. They had a bunch of cool stuff for PS Vita, Switch, PS4. Whatever you've got, you should be happy. Iconoclast is a game that you guys should definitely all go buy on the Switch when it drops. That's Q3 2018. I'm really excited about that. Overall, I'll give this conference. To be honest, for what they want to do, I'm gonna go ahead and give it. I might give it a 9. I might give it a 9 out of 10 or 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. They had a lot of good games. They had Golf Story. They had Iconoclast. All that is physical. People complain about indie games always not going physical. They're bringing the heat with indie games to Vita, PS4, and Switch fans. I'm happy. I think it's okay. Good. I'm for what it is. 9 out of 10, 8.5 to 9 out of 10, somewhere in there. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back very shortly. I'll have a post ready to go when it comes to Ubisoft. Ubisoft is starting at the top of the hour. I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm just going to chill for just like a couple minutes, and then we'll be right back online. Give me about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, guys, and we'll be right back with the pre-show for Ubisoft, and we'll get things going. So thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Thanks for this. I think I had 800 people in here at one point. Shout out to all people. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Hit that subscribe button. We got more streaming action for you guys. Ubisoft and then Sony later tonight. So awesome stuff. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. See you guys, we'll see you guys very soon. Peace. Come back here, guys. There's 600 something people watching. So I better see another 600 something people in my Ubisoft conference. Come back.